For your final trig lesson, we're going to talk about law of cosines. So again, we're going to be in degree mode. The law of sines we find can help us find the side angle or the side measures or the angle measures in many situations given information on a triangle. It can help us for angle side angle. If we're given two angles and in the included side, we can use the law of sines. If we're given two angles and any non-included side, again, if we're given two sides and a non-included or yes, a non-included angle, there is an ambiguity with the law of sines, but it's rare and it's not something that I think we're going to spend time covering. But the law of sines does not give us information for given two sides and the included angle. From geometry, we call that side angle side. So if we know the side lengths of two sides and the angle measure of the included angle, that's where we're going to have to use the law of cosines. Now there are law of cosines for each angle measure around that non-right triangle that we're dealing with. So this looks a little bit different, a little bit more involved than the law of sines, but it will hold true. If you know two side measures, if you know A and C, and you are given the measure of angle B, then you can put that in here and you will just solve then for the side that they're asking for. So pause the video, write these three law of cosines in your notes, and then we'll work an example so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so we're going to use the law of cosines to solve for the unknown parts of this triangle. So if we have triangle ABC, and we know the measure of angle C, and we know the side length B, and we know the side length A, then we can find the side length of C, and we could also use the law of cosines to find one of the missing angle measures. And then, of course, if we know two angle measures, we can just use the triangle sum theorem to find the third angle measure. But we can find all of the pieces that are missing using the law of cosines if we have side, angle, side. So let's plug in the information that we know. We know the measure of side A is 12.5. So here's A squared. We know the measure of side B is 15. So there's B squared. Here is also A and B, or actually I guess that's B and A, but multiplication, it doesn't matter. And so we know the angle measure for C, again, in degree mode, and that will allow us to find the side length of C, the side opposite angle C. So we could plug all of this into our calculator, and we would just have the measure of whatever that is. So we can see if we plug that into our calculator, we get 6.64, or that would round to 6.7. For the side length. We could also use any of those to find the angle measures that are missing. Let's say we want to find the missing angle measure of B. So we're going to take this law of cosines and we're going to solve it for the cosine of B. We would subtract A squared, subtract C squared from both sides, and then we would divide both sides by negative 2AC. Again, we know all of these values now. They gave us A, they gave us B, and we just found C. So all we've got to do is substitute that in those values and use the cosine inverse to find the angle measure, which you can see this has been plugged in to find the angle measure for angle B. And angle B is 93.75. So we're going to take 180, we're going to subtract angle B, we're going to subtract angle A, and, or sorry, subtract angle B and subtract angle C, and that gives us the measure of angle A. So again, it's just knowing the law of cosines, those formulas, plugging them in, picking which one that will answer the question that they ask us. So there finishes all of the trigonometry that you are going to learn this year. We are fixing to move on to vectors after your next exam, and trigonometry is history. Come to class next time and we will work some homework problems.